Welcome to another episode of Under the Rug. I am Honorable Tino. I am here with...
You know what I'm saying? It's your boy Cam at CK3 The Thrill, man. Let's get to it.
You know what I'm saying? Another episode, bro. What we talking about today?
Hold on. Before we get there, you know what I'm saying? Make sure you follow us. Make sure you follow the podcast. Subscribe. UTR. Check out the other episodes, you know what I'm saying?
What's UTR, the podcast.
UTR, the all podcast. Your favorite podcast, the only podcast, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, you said, what we talking about today? I think, is it becoming too easy to be famous?
I'm gonna be honest with you. So I really do think it's way too easy to be famous now. And the reason I think that is because, of course, you know what I'm saying, it's good that so many different talents are able to put themselves out into the world.
Right.
But I don't know about you, but these people come up on the scene. I think it's very dangerous how things are going, and also I think it's poisoning kids' minds because kids are delusional now.
When you say these people, who are you talking about, though?
I'm talking about people in general.
What kind of people? Like we talking about the TikTok creators? What's up?
So it goes. So you have the TikTok creators, but even, you know what I'm saying, Instagram or whatever. Like, say for instance, say right now I catch 3 bodies and I get away with it, right?
Yeah.
If I go make a mixtape, I'm popping. You feel me? Because I'm so.
But
visible.
are you famous or are you like relevant?
Think about this. You remember XXXTentacion, right?
You said what?
XXXTentacion. Look at me.
Oh, look. Yeah. X.
You remember the song "Look at Me"?
Yeah, but
what was the single cover?
But I can't remember. But
it was
X,
his mugshot.
I feel like it was a lot of different X's though. I think he started coming around finally, and as soon as he was coming around, they took him out. You know what I'm saying? RIP to X.
I truly don't believe that he should have got the platform that he got, because that mugshot was what brought him so much visibility. Of course, he had a lot of SoundCloud links. Some people were rocking him on SoundCloud.
Yeah, some talent though, bro. X was tough.
X was a very talented young man. But people saw him and they saw the different colors on his head. They saw.
So you think it's too easy?
So the man beat up his girlfriend. Was guilty.
No, 100%. I'm not saying his personal life. You know what I'm saying? He's not a good example, right? But you're saying his ability to rap, he wasn't really like that. You saying it's too easy to rap? It's
too easy to rap. It's too easy to make music. It's too easy to do everything. It's even too easy to make a podcast. Not everybody should have a mic in front of them, and somebody might feel that way about us. But just the landscape where we're like the girls B. Simone and them talking about.
Yeah, so we not trying to be famous though. We trying to be famous for real. We'd be like Justin. What is it? Justin LA Boy.
If we were
just on here talking toxic,
we would just be talking about $50 dates.
You know what I'm saying?
We'd be
just
talking about
being on here being toxic.
Who should go half on the
so
bills.
I feel like the real issue is that our generation is making the wrong things popular and making the wrong things famous. Mm-hmm. Because when I think of fame, I think about something that's lasting beyond your life. Mm-hmm. You feel me? And so getting viral on TikTok, getting viral on social media, even being like one of these good rappers, I think 30 years, 40 years down the road, if you still aren't relevant, then you weren't really famous. You were just popping. Mm-hmm. And so I don't think it's easy to be famous. I don't. Because you even look at somebody like Drewski, you know what I'm saying? People are like, oh, he's just funny. Like, that's how he's relevant. He's a funny guy. Anybody can do that. Man, Drewski was making videos for years and years and years, putting that work in, going to comedy shows probably. And now he's popping. Now he's getting on there doing the Could Have Been records, getting millions of viewers on there, basketball teams getting on. I think that took some work. I don't think anybody could have done that.
So I definitely feel that. But say, for instance, why was Kevin Samuels famous? And he was famous. He was on Atlanta. Think about that.
I ain't gonna lie, I ain't never listened to Kevin Samuels.
I ain't gonna watch a couple of them videos just because I was trying to see what was going on. But still, like, he got his platform and his fame, which it was fame. It's like, of course, he did go viral. But going viral turns into fame fast, especially in this day and age. Like, he was on a Future music video, and all he was doing was talking trash about women. And it's like, of course, people who watch it or will say, "Oh, he was talking about men too," and he just had some points. I literally remember there was a clip that came up, and he was talking to a woman who was talking about, you know what I'm saying, her daughter getting touched or whatever, and he was like, "Oh, why'd you believe her?" Like, just off the whim, just no hesitation.
Well, because like, here's the thing: creators know what people want to listen to. Creators know what people want to watch. And so that's what they do. And so, like I'm saying, I think the standard is very low right now on becoming famous. Mm-hmm. People don't become famous for purpose anymore. They become famous for attention. Mm-hmm. And I think that's what has changed over the generations. And you also got to think about accessibility. Nowadays, it's 3 iPhone cameras on you everywhere you go. You know what I'm saying? You at the party, everybody got their phones out, so it's easy to catch that footage. It's easy to become relevant. Just get on Twitter, tweet the video. Next thing you know, it's 24K retweets, 10 million favorites or whatever, and now you putting your link under that viral tweet, and now it's like, oh, you're relevant. You know what I'm saying? Now you're famous. But back then, like when our parents were growing up and stuff, social media wasn't as relevant. So, yeah, it was harder to get your name out there. I think it's easy to get trendy now.
This is my thing with that. I remember it was a couple years ago, the U.S. government, they were talking about net neutrality. And they're talking about
what, bro?
Net neutrality. Like
man got on a collar shirt. Man got on a collar shirt with some dress pants and just started saying all kinds of words, man.
I'm really not smart. Like, it's not net neutrality is essentially just the fact that right now, like, the internet is open. Like, anybody can make a website. Anybody can do anything. You can
bro, spell that word, bro.
Don't make me spell, bro. Like, that's why.
Spell that word,
that's
bro.
That's why I podcast, bro.
Say it one more time.
Net neutrality.
Net neutrality.
You don't remember that? It was like a whole. No. Everybody was talking about it because they was really finna make it to where like you have to buy certain packages to use certain websites and whatnot.
Like Twitter and stuff.
Yes.
Okay.
And the reason I bring that up is just because I really wish they would have taken away net neutrality. And that's the fact that, you know, everything is open access. Because like I said, right now it's like we said, it's you always have a camera on you. It's so easy to put your stuff out into the internet. So it's easy to get famous. And I feel like that's truly because we already was messed up because you know, anybody that watches the podcast or anybody that knows me, I really don't care about them other people. Like, I don't use no other people as my moral compass. You feel me? I just be talking about Negroes. I be talking about the Negroid community.
You say Negroid?
Negroid community, the Negroes and Negresses. You feel me? That's all I really be caring about. And I really feel like that's been a damper on us. Because I remember back in, you know what I'm saying, when we was in middle school.
Okay.
It specifically for Memphis. I don't know how everybody else do. I'm pretty sure this was a countrywide thing. Everybody wanted to be Kappa League. Everybody wanted to wear the bow ties and do the dolphin dive. Everybody wanted to do the dolphin dive in the go to the parties. I remember vividly the same people who were KDK and KL when Chief Keef came on the scene. Everybody was game banging. Everybody started getting the locks. Everybody started doing the glow puffs. Started wearing true jeans, and everybody started. And it became so accessible because, like, look, the first music video we saw from Chief Keef, the Love Social Jack, everybody shirtless in the trap.
Rocking
you know what I'm saying? This is around the camera. There was no production quality, anything. They didn't have to put any real thought into it.
They
didn't have to put any real work.
Somebody got a camera, record them. Let's put it on there.
And that's my issue with the culture. I mean, it's hard. It's hard for sure. It's hard. You know what I'm saying? I definitely was on that Chief Keef. You feel me? That macaroni
Chief Keef really one of the most influential rappers of our generation.
And that's one that's bad. And two, it's truly an issue with me because, say for instance, like, not only was that damaging to the culture and so easy to put out, but I was born, we were born in 1998. You were born in 1999.
1999.
We the same age. You feel me? We the same age. We both Gen Z. I'm sure, you know, in the early 2000s and in the 90s, if you wanted to do something, you had to think critically about what you were doing.
Oh, for sure.
And like you had to, you know what I'm saying, you was passing out your mixtapes.
You putting stuff up on the polls, you know what I'm saying? You printing stuff
like,
out.
Say if you were someone.
Honestly, rappers used to be at the gas station with the CDs.
Bro.
Like, here go my mixtape. Get my mixtape. You know what I'm saying?
You had to think about what you were doing and think about the common ear. And even like a person like Kevin Samuels, he wouldn't have got off. Because like no one was gonna pay money to listen to a talk because he's not saying anything interesting. It's just the fact that you can go. We live in this culture where the way you get famous now is by being petty and immature. Like that's how you get big now. Whoever's the pettiest, angriest, loudest voice, and that goes for all platforms: Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. But I'm sure there was a time where you actually had to be good at something. Yeah, like you actually had to know what you were doing. You feel me?
And I still think, though, think that some people in our generation are good at what they do, though. Because being a creator on Instagram and TikTok, like, some of that stuff is very skilled. Like, being able to do the video effects and keep somebody's attention. Because, honestly, you probably got 1 second before they scroll. Mm-hmm. And so for the people who are able to keep people's attention post after post, like, next thing I know, I look up and I'm watching a 2-minute video. Mm-hmm. And you know what I'm saying? I don't even know who you are. That's talent because you know how to capture the common person's eye. I think it's what people choose to do with that is what you have an issue with. But honestly, though, that's beyond the creator.
Mm-hmm.
That's us as a society. We're placing the values on the wrong thing. And so I go back to it. What does it mean to be famous now? Like, is it truly being famous? Because when I think about famous, I think of impact. Mm-hmm. You know, I think about people who truly had a strong influence, positive or negative, but like they had an influence because we're still talking about them today. Like Hitler, famous. Mm-hmm. Terrible thing, but he's famous for what he did. Martin Luther King, famous. You know what I'm saying? Barack Obama, famous. Like, these are people who my great-great-grandkids are still going to be learning about. But, like, X, ain't nobody going to be talking about XX.
Yeah, the documentary that just came out.
Yeah, bro. But, like, kids nowadays ain't listening to him. Now, Youngboy might be.
They still releasing posthumous.
Man,
X
I don't
albums.
listen to none of them Man, they need to stop that. They need to stop releasing albums after people die, because Juice WRLD was one of the best rappers.
But I feel like
they're killing his legacy
You're
with
speaking from someone who, one, grew up in a healthy household,
100%.
Two, has common sense and careers and goals, and who has discernment. You got to think about, there's a whole generation of under 18s right now. Yeah. And do you know what the number one job all of them want? Influencer. And that's my issue. Like, I truly feel like I really feel like they need to do something about how easy it is to access the internet, because there's no reason that I should be able to just record myself in my house
100%.
And going to get eggs, and now I have 1,000 subscribers. You feel me?
Nah, we need censorship. And like, honestly, like, you look at a country like China, like they got that great. Yeah.
I need that North Korea job.
But so the only issue with that is, once you do have that censorship, you take away a lot of people's ability to access information. And so for me, like, Twitter, that's my news feed. I'm not gonna lie to you. Now,
bad, though.
No, I vet it though. I just don't believe what I see on Twitter. But when something happens, I usually find out from Twitter first, whether it's a mass shooting or somebody's dying or this policy's changing, whatever it might be. I usually find that out from Twitter, because, like you said, Twitter, internet, is like that. I don't have to wait for the newspaper to get thrown on my driveway no more. I don't have to go walk around the corner and, you know, how them stores used to have 8 TVs in the mirror in the window. I don't have to do that anymore. I just pull out my phone. Somebody says, what happened? Next thing I know, I can tell you the whole story off of Twitter, because that's where it's easily accessible. And so I think the internet is a good thing. I just honestly think that we use it the wrong way. And we're making people become relevant, and we're praising the people that become relevant, not thinking about how many people are viewing that. And so we see 1 million views on a fight at cruise. You know what I'm saying? You seen that big brawl that happened on that cruise ship that went on for hours. And so we see that, and we see all the views it's getting. It's like, oh my God, look at this. This is crazy. This is crazy. But you don't think about some of the young kids that are seeing that, or even, and I mean, there was black people in the fight. Some of the white people who are watching that video, like, oh, look at these. You know what I'm saying? You know what they think. Yeah, and we're just retweeting it, favoring it, like, man, don't folks jacket on the joint, bro. We lie, they lie. Like, but nah, we got to stop promoting stuff like that. So I think it's really how we use it, and like how we try to become famous is the issue.
But that's the thing, though. And I go back to this because I know, you know what I'm saying, it's not just a us thing, and it goes for everybody, but I don't care about them other people.
Yeah.
I don't trust black people enough with the internet, honestly. I don't trust that we can use common sense, because who's a more famous speaking voice than Kevin Samuels?
Emmanuel, what is it? Emmanuel Acco, uncomfortable conversations with the black man. You know how I'm talking about, bruh. He got the fro hawk, played football, be on Oprah, had a New York Times bestseller. I know y'all know who I'm talking about.
I'm finna Google cuz.
So that's the voices that we need to be hearing about. But here's the thing, though.
I do know this dude, but he's not what it was. Was he on a Future music video?
No,
was he on Atlanta?
And that's the issue. We don't retweet that stuff because people be like, lame. You know,
I don't trust black people with the internet. That's the thing. Because
we put value on the wrong stuff, bro. Like, even like, you know what I'm saying? Even the stuff we be talking about on this podcast sometimes, that joint might not get the views it needs to get, but I go scrolling, and you get somebody on here talking about some how to be toxic, or, you know what I'm saying? Just stuff like that is like, oh, it's blowing up. Like,
I'm gonna say this. One, like, I'm gonna go back to the thing about Chief Keef. And just the fact that, you know what I'm saying, that was a crazy era, and he shouldn't have been famous like that, because I felt like black people were starting to, you know what I'm saying, chill. I feel like they used to, because folks was rocking with Wiz Khalifa, you know what I'm saying, back like,
I ain't gonna lie, bro. I like Chief Keef, bro.
But this is my thing, though. You're You grew up in a 2-parent home in Germantown.
Chief Keef, I didn't grow up in Germantown, bro. I grew up in East. Come on now. We just moved to Germantown. Man, over here trying to put my car on the podcast.
It was almost Olive Branch.
Big Memphis, man. You know what I'm saying?
Almost Olive Branch.
Man, I was over there by Southland.
What school did you graduate from?
Bro, I went to a private school proudly. I'm not one of them. I'm proud of the work that my parents put in.
But I'm saying the reason I'm bringing this up is not to say that I'm not
gonna let Chief Keef influence me.
Exactly,
100%.
This is my thing. You are speaking from one being in private school from K to 12,
Bruh,
and then
I went
go
to public school
for 8th grade,
kindergarten, 1st grade, and I went back to public school in 8th grade. Now, if I didn't go back to public school in 8th grade, I don't know who I would have been today.
But this is what I'm telling you.
I probably wouldn't know who Chief Keef was.
You know what I'm saying? You graduated from Lausanne.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody in a good situation.
Shout out to the L, you know what I'm
feel
saying?
me? Not shout out to
shout out to the L, you feel me?
But for real. And then once you graduated, you went to the military.
Facts.
I need you to understand the bubble you have lived in. Because this thing, for folks who don't, you know what I'm saying, know us, realize, or are new to this show, me and Cameron have been best friends since like what?
I was going
seventh grade?
Yeah, 7th grade. 7th grade.
When you left to go to the Navy, I was hanging out with the
you lost
hoodest of the hood. Like
he lost it.
It was like National Geographic. You feel me? I got to see how these folks really think because one, like I remember when, my growing up, you know what I'm saying. And you know, I was living in South Memphis, and my mom made me go to school in Mississippi because she didn't want me to go to Carver. And then I moved in with my dad 10th grade, and we were in Cordova. I was going to Germantown. When I pulled up to Germantown campus the first time, it was amazing. I was like, this is so cool. I'm around black people, you feel me?
Yeah.
I heard Rich Homie Quan Type of Way playing. Boom, boom, boom. The Cordova crib, super nice, you know what I'm saying? We chilling. Bruh, when I found out they was cripping in Cordova, I was like, bro, what's going on? And you know the only way that happens if you sign up for a gang online. Because the thing is, nobody's like, bro, there's a Walgreens across the street. You feel me? Like, there's like, we're all living you live in a 3-bedroom household. You feel me? Like and I do understand that, you know, gentrification, they're moving people out of black neighborhoods and then moving them to other places. I feel like we as Negroes have been pushing the goalposts because originally, let's say in the 80s when the crack epidemic was going on and people started wilding, the main thing people always said when NWA was coming out and whoever, they were like, they're speaking about their environment. They're speaking from their troubles, which Ice Cube was a babysitter and Dr. J was a DJ. They was not really gangsters, but we're not going to get into that right now. At that time, you know what I'm saying, things were bad. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It was a symptom of poverty. We're in a culture right now where you can be living in a 2-bedroom, like 3-bedroom household, everybody good, but it's still excusing the dumbest things and the dumbest activities.
100%.
And you know why? Because all this is normalized because that's all we see through the internet.
Because these are the people that's famous.
That's what's going to pop, you feel me? And this is my thing. This is why, like especially when people talk about like, oh, black culture, the culture, you know what I'm saying? I don't feel like that's a real thing. And like I said, I don't trust black people with anything.
What you mean? What you mean is not a real thing?
It's not a real thing?
What's not? Black culture?
I don't think it's a real thing. I don't think black people have any culture.
I think black people have a lot of culture. I just think we're getting away from it.
What's black culture?
To me, black culture is, when I think of black culture, honestly, I think of black culture, it is going back to a lot of the old principles.
I don't think we had black culture since Motown.
Yeah, so I mean, honestly, that's probably what I'm going. I'm thinking of food right now in my head. I'm thinking of music. I'm thinking
like smoked sausages, like us killing each other with food.
I think it's soul
and
food.
Chitlins, us dying.
I think it's
like folks be like the movie Soul Food, like Big Mama in your arm, and everybody go eat the same food.
Hey, you right though. What is
like
black
your uncle lose their feet, and then you invite them to the cookout, and we all eat the same food.
I think we changing black culture. Like black culture used to be the cookouts in the community.
Slave culture.
No, black culture.
We eat this food because we were slaves.
At one point, black culture was community, and it was the cookouts and people enjoying that, enjoying things like that. Now, black culture is just turning up, pants below your waist.
What year do you think the cutoff was for black culture?
Black culture cutoff. I would say once Lil Wayne and them started getting on the scene, probably.
I think that's far because I truly believe that once Michael Jackson went light-skinned, I feel like that's probably when we lost black culture. You feel me? Because that was our last dying thing. Like, because you got to think about it. Think about it. What?
So you know what it is then?
What?
I think the rap culture
Didn't
ruined
Thriller
black
drop
culture.
in 70? When Thriller dropped?
I don't know, bruh. But I think rap culture ruined black culture. I think rap culture ruined black culture because
Blackception.
because new age rappers don't rap about the relevant things like the old rappers used to. And here's the thing, though, I won't even say that because there are rappers who still rap about stuff that matters. Kendrick, Cole, people who don't get the respect that they deserve.
People going one. That was the last time folks was actually listening to somebody's music for their talent. You feel me? Because like say for instance, when Kendrick dropped Good Kid, Mad City, the reason why it was so crazy was one, because he had been grinding and he had been rapping good and people could relate with the album. But at that time, he was grabbing the stupid Negroes and the Negroes with some sense.
And he brought them together.
He brought them together.
So why did we stop doing that though?
Because he made To Pimp a Butterfly, and To Pimp a Butterfly didn't have a single 808 on the album, and he was doing like slam poetry on it.
Now I'm saying, why did we stop doing that in a rap community, not Kendrick?
Because that's not what people want to listen to.
So what is it gonna take for us?
They want to hear No Tap. They want to hear ESTG. Because like
ESTG hard though, and Nardo Wick.
But I'm saying, like, I don't be listening to these people. Like, I ain't gonna lie, you know what I'm saying? Like, Big 30 hard, you know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna, I'm still, you know what I'm saying?
They be slamming, cuz.
It be slamming.
But I only listen to that.
There's no contrast like that. Like, it's bad. Like,
there's no content. There's no content. Because when they rap, there's no content. Because I just think it's hard.
This is my thing.
The beat
I feel
and
like,
stuff like that.
Well, the reason I say there's no black culture is because black people just do stuff and don't even know how to do it. Like somebody, like, you know what I'm saying? Like we both got young turn cousins. You feel me?
Yeah.
Like I'll be talking to someone or even talking to one of my friends, and like you can definitely tell like they act like the baby, like they act like Lil Durk. You feel me? And like we see these symptoms. Like even with Chief Keef, we see like stuff switch for the worse, but we just be like, I mean, it's slamming though.
We idolize them. That's the issue.
I mean, we idolize, but that's, I feel like that's everybody. We idolize everybody. Anybody who gonna have some bread. Like that's why everybody be like, oh, dinner with Jay-Z or whatever.
Yeah.
If you get a couple of dollars, you're gonna idolize you.
So I think a lot of it is too, man. A lot of these women like these rappers, right?
Yeah, we're gonna follow what the women like.
You know what I'm saying? They like these rappers. So a lot of young men, okay, this is what the women like.
The women leading the community.
This is what I need to be like. Mm-hmm. And so we're willing to conform to be accepted and to be wanted. And that's the issue. We're conforming to the wrong path.
And I also feel like no one's willing, because the thing is, like, say me, you know me in real life.
Yeah.
I'm super, you know what I'm saying, pro-black. Yeah. I'm super for the Negroes, you know what I'm saying? I try to rock with y'all. Y'all get on my nerves sometimes. But, like, anytime, like, say, for instance, if I talk about, like, crime on the internet, like, coon. Like, bro, get out of here. Like, coon. Bro, like, what are you talking about?
They want you to support all that stuff,
and then they say stupid, because, like, I get the concept of like certain stuff. Like say for instance, like when I believe it was what's her name? They got fired from Fox News. Mark B. Anthony, something like that. Mark
I don't even know, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you.
What is Cut name like?
I don't know Cut's name, but who is he? What do you do?
But anyways, like he was talking on Fox News, and he was talking about like, oh, there's no such thing as black on black crime. That's a buzzword for hate, for like you know what I'm saying, racist mentalities. That's so stupid to me.
He said black on black crime isn't a thing.
He's like, it's not a thing. He was like, it's just crime. Like no one. He was like, nobody says white on white crime, and this is my issue, and this is why, you know what I'm saying, just to tie it all together, you know what I'm saying, it's too easy to get famous. Like right now, I feel like we have been I feel like everything black people do, and why I don't trust black people with the internet, everything black people do is just to say go against white people. Like say like right now in the Jim Crow South, it's why everybody acts the way they do. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like you, like my little sisters or like anybody you know that like came from a good situation just act ratchet for no reason. It's because people like look at you.
Throw your sisters out there.
Could they act like the city girls and they so regular? Like I know they not gonna watch my podcast, but if y'all see that, if y'all see this, you so regular, bro. Like you so regular. You're not like that in real life. You feel me? Like I don't know what it was. Like I remember because the thing is we lived in South Memphis for a little minute. We was living with the old people, bro. We was not living around like all that. Like our neighborhood was ducked off. I moved to my dad. Next time I came home, because they sound like Young Miami. I'm like, bro, you sound like Glorilla. Like, where did this come from? You go to South Haven, cuz.
You know what it is, though? This is going to sum it up, man. Dr. Phil said this. He said the number one need for humans is to be accepted. The number one fear is to be rejected. And so anytime somebody feels like they're being rejected, whether it's with their social media content, it's with their career, it's with their personality, their behavior, guess what they're going to do? Mm-hmm. They're going to change and go to the other side so that they can be accepted.
And get paid by the white people. You know what? Like, I'm going to let you continue with your thought, but we really need to have a whole episode on is black culture a thing, because I really do not think that's such thing as black culture.
That's a good point.
Because we really spun into something else, but I do not think there's such thing.
Because, and honestly, I think that's what they want, is for black culture to be gone.
We're stupid.
I ain't going to say, I think we have the ability to see beyond it, but it takes more voices. Yeah, we do. But it takes more voices getting out there. Mm-hmm. Because the same way all this other stuff is going viral and getting praised and being all over social media and TV, internet, whatever, we need to get more positivity out there. And so we can't grow weary in trying to get these messages out there, even though it's draining, even though it's frustrating, because you don't feel like because you don't feel like you're getting a result from it. But at the end of the day, we have an ability to impact the next generations. We have the ability to make the shifts because it's happened before, right? Mm-hmm. The same way we had black culture going strong for a while, at some point, the tables turn. And so it's our job to turn those tables back. Because,
it's crack.
I mean, yeah, people don't be wanting to say it, but
it's crack.
Like, I definitely think there was some influence, you know what I'm saying? But we just got to keep working hard to try to get the tables turned back.
We as a people have not moved to crackhead culture. Like, even right now, they're still rapping about sipping lean and doing perks.
Because it sells.
And they don't even do it. But why does it sell?
Because
we love crackhead culture. Because the thing is, because we can talk all day about, like, the white man pushing this out. At the end of the day, we are sentient beings. So if you get in the whip and you listen to somebody talking about, you know what I'm saying, popping perks and sipping lean, and, you know what I'm saying, I knew the perk was fake, but I still ate it because I'm a gremlin. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're a part of it.
Hard, though.
And but that's what I'm saying. Like,
but I think my thing is, I think you just gotta be able to separate yourself from the music.
Who are the biggest voices in the black community? He said LeBron James, and I can't hoop, so it's hard for me to like follow
Dr. Umar, Drewski, Justin LA Boy. This is who I see on a regular basis.
I agree.
I'm talking about the people I see
you could say
getting posted on my story. You know what I'm saying? Like, these are the voices I see. Honestly, Mike Todd is a major voice in the black community.
Okay, I
would say Mike Todd. Every time Barack posts something, people put on their story. I don't even know if they read the caption. I just think they want to put Barack on their story, you know. But I feel like
we can talk on another episode about the damage Barack did to the black community. But we're gonna keep talking.
I think he.
I really want to do the black culture thing. we gonna. That's.
I think he did more good than bad.
For sure.
I think he did more. I think it was more about the influence. Because here's the thing: a lot of people don't understand the presidency.
He didn't do nothing for black people.
And I'm just gonna say this, and I'm gonna leave that there. We can get this in another episode. Mm-hmm. A lot of people don't understand how the presidency office works. Mm-hmm. The presidential office. They don't know how it works. Mm-hmm. So the president can have all these agendas that they want to push out, but at the end of the day, if Congress doesn't vote yes, that stuff's not gonna get through.
I'm gonna say this.
And so let's look and see who dominated Congress when Barack was in office before we start saying all that.
I'm gonna say this, and we can really talk about this on the next episode. I remember when the playbook to talk about like Negroes who get mad and, you know what I'm saying, protests and whatnot changed when he called them when Cud died in Baltimore and he called the rioters thugs.
Yeah, so
in broad daylight. This wasn't you know, candid like
nobody perfect though, bro. Like nobody perfect. Every time Barack Obama speaks, people expect his words to just be perfect every time.
I really do feel like Barack Obama put himself, and I don't think it's his fault. I think he's a great man. I don't think he hates black people. But I think he did because now I feel like just because like if you look at tokenism, like you're either Barack Obama or you just, you know what I'm saying, a regular run-of-the-mill Negro. You know what I'm saying? You're either LeBron James or a regular run-of-the-mill Negro.
But you got to think about that pressure that they put on Barack being the first African-American president.
Yeah. He couldn't mess it up with no one else.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, honestly, it's like, yo, we're going to put you in here, but you ain't going to do nothing.
Yeah.
That's the stuff we don't see behind the scenes. But like you said, that's another conversation. We're going to wrap this one up, man. Is it too easy to be famous? I say no. I just think we put emphasis on the wrong thing. I do believe it's still a lot of hard work going into people becoming famous. So I'm going to say no. Is it easy to become relevant and viral? Yeah. But actually being famous? Nah. But that's my last.
We need to do an episode on, one, is black culture a real thing, and two, is the internet killing off black people? Because I think everything killing off black people, but Negroes with phones, like, they are the worst thing.
That's the new AK.
I think Instagram has done more damage to black people than crack.
100%. Because social media, people treat social media as the new reality, and now you got people not knowing what real life is, man. But now I think that was some good conversation. Like you said, there's a lot more episodes that just came out of that. So make sure y'all following the podcast, man, at UTR The Podcast. That's The Podcast, the only podcast, your favorite podcast.
Like, share, subscribe.
You feel me? I'm your boy Cam, you know what I'm saying, at CK3 The Thrill. Go follow me on Instagram. I'll follow you back if you let me know who you are. You know what I'm saying?
Rock with me, Honorable Tino, all social media platforms. I don't know why I don't like saying my name like on the podcast or the internet.
Yeah, this man name is Tylun.
I don't even know y'all.
This man's name is not Ty.
It's so many people that call me T, Ty, Terrell.
Nah, Tylun. Tylon. Tylun.
I don't like y'all.
What a minute, Freeman? All right, y'all. It's been real. We'll see y'all on the next episode, man. We holla. Salute.
You're not slick.